everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name is Jack. Today is another LEGO collection episode. In front of me, I've got every single LEGO Spider-Man minifigure ever made, plus some of the other Spidey minifigs that I like. And I've done this collection episode before, but it is close to the end of the year 2016, and there aren't going to be any more Spider-Man minifigs or Spidey-esque minifigs to be released for this year, so this is going to be the complete collection updated to the year 2016. So this update video is going to go through the entire Spider-Man collection. Chronologically, we're going to go through the prices. I'm going to talk about how some of the prices for these minifigures have changed since the last time I talked about these guys. And I'm also going to get into specifically where the detailing for all of these figures came from. Now, as I have said before, Spider-Man is the very first LEGO superhero ever made in minifig form, but the reason for this was Marvel's release of the movie Spider-Man in 2002. LEGO was on the ticket for a distribution license for this film, and thus the trend of LEGO minifig superheroes was born. So these are the first two figs. We've got Spider-Man and Peter Parker when he's not in his suit, and you'll notice Spider-Man has a bit of silver outlining for the web pattern on his body, and that's because Spider-Man looked kind of silver in the film. As far as I can tell, this is the best picture I have of Tobey Maguire Peter Parker to match up that blue jacket he's wearing as a minifig, and he came out in the set Spider-Man Action Studio 1376. 6 months ago, I reported that he was $8. His price has risen to $9. That is for a brand new version of this guy, so it hasn't changed much. But when we look at the original Spider-Man, who came out in the sets The Final Showdown 4852 and the Origins 4851, I reported he was $17 before, and now for a minimum price brand new fig, he is $35. These major price increases seem to have happened just with the very early versions of the Spider-Man figs. So moving on up, 2003 gives us another pair of Spider-Man and Peter Parker, also from just the original Spider-Man movie. And that is certainly apparent when you see the balaclava-faced Spider-Man. This is before Peter Parker even gets himself a proper suit, so he's just kind of wearing a sweatshirt and, well, here's the picture. The fig came from Spider-Man's first chase set 4850, and I reported him as a $40 brand new fig 6 months ago, and the vendors have significantly decreased. The price has gone up. He is $75 now. And the Peter Parker fig, who's now wearing a hoodie and collared shirt from this scene, also came out in the set The Origins. I didn't report on his price last time, but he was listed as $4 6 months ago, and now he has risen to $15. These old collectibles do increase in price quite significantly sometimes, and the last major example of this is with the two figs that came out next year. With the release of the movie Spider-Man 2, we get some truly updated versions of these figs now. Spider-Man's body has now become darker blue, at least the blue parts of course, and Peter Parker has become flesh-toned, and the detailing for his body has greatly increased. Now with such few vendors selling these old collectible figs, the prices can vary quite a lot, and oddly enough, this Peter Parker fig was around $15 6 months ago, but now you can find him for about $9. He came out in the set Doc Ock's Hideout 4856, but this dark blue Spider-Man, I don't know why he's dark blue. Maybe his suit got a little darker in this movie. I don't remember it getting darker, or perhaps LEGO just decided that it looked better this way and used a different plastic, but either way, he came out in Doc Ock's Bank Robbery, plus a bunch of other ones, and he was originally listed as $10 about 6 months ago when I checked this last time, and now he is $25. So these original 6 figs for Spider-Man have increased quite a lot. They didn't decide to make any minifigs for the Spider-Man 3 that came out later in 2007, and I think most will agree that actually that was probably a good idea. This first Spider-Man is very common. His art style mimics that of the classic Spider-Man that we see from the comics and also the cartoon show. Some of the first sets he appeared in were the Doc Ock truck heist set number 6015 and the Spider Helicopter Rescue, but he can also be found in 10 other Spider-Man sets. Aside from the fact that the printing on his body is no longer silver but instead just a flat black, and there's no printing on his legs whatsoever, he's an extremely easy minifig to produce, and his commonality makes him one of the cheapest minifigs you can really find. He's just $1. And from that, let's just segue to one of the most expensive minifigs in this collection. This is the black suit Symbiote Spider-Man, or Symbiote Spider-Man, from 2012. He was a San Diego Comic-Con release. There was about 1,000 of them ever made, which of course makes him extremely rare, though when you're looking at him up close right now, the detailing for him is relatively simple. The only thing that really makes him unique is the print for his head. The eyes are actually a bit larger. That black outline from the original Spider-Man is now just the the major outline for the white eyes. And 6 months ago on eBay, people were asking $400 for him if you wanted to buy him for that much, and people are still asking for about the exact same price if you look him up right now. You might think those numbers are a bit high, but when we jump up to 2013, here is, well, basically one of the most rare LEGO minifigures out there. On top of Spider-Man being one of the most iconic superheroes, that with his rarity makes him extremely sought after. 6 months ago, he sold for over $1,300, and currently I see a version of this guy being sold on eBay where the seller is asking for over $4,000. That's pretty ridiculous by anybody's standards, but thus is the world of collectibles. Now, when we actually take a look at this guy, the detailing is just excellent though. He's got a very fine bit of printing for the face that shows the web pattern going down there, but I think my favorite bit about him is that nice sort of spotted detailing that goes all along the blue. It gives a very cool sort of dimension to this guy, and certainly an excellent fig. I'm not sure if he is worth $4,000 though. Anyways, we got a 2-for-1 from 2013 Comic-Con. This is Spider-Woman, also extremely rare. Anywhere between 200 or 350 copies of her were made, depending on who you talk to. She's got classic detailing from what she looked like from the original comics. She's got a second expression. There's the printing on her back. And this is probably one of the better looking LEGO minifigs in the collection. I just really like that yellow and red color combination. She is extremely expensive, as you might expect. About 6 months ago, people were asking over $700 for her on BrickLink, thousands of dollars on eBay. Anyways, a lot of the pricing system for these exclusive figs kind of just go case by case. Let's jump back to sort of the realm of attainable LEGO minifigs anyways. And let's finish off 2013 with the Venom Minifig. He came from the Spider-Man Spider Cycle Chase set 76004. That torso piece is exactly the same as the black suit symbiote Spider-Man, but you can see that his facial expression has changed into the Venom version of the face. The eyes are a slightly different shape, and he has one evil looking smile. Here's a bit of a black vine build on his back to show his kind of gooey, morphous body that Venom sometimes has. And dang it, LEGO, just make this guy into a big fig already. Moving on down to 2014. And this is once again the classic Spider-Man minifig. He's actually known as the Juniors Spider-Man, and that's because he came out in 2 different Juniors sets, though I think there is a different minifig that perhaps fits that description a little bit better. But we're going to get to that guy pretty soon. The only difference here between him and the 2012 release is the red groin piece in the center. It's technically just a little bit less accurate. I don't know why they included it, but it doesn't really make a difference. He is still just a dollar minifig. And let's jump up to 2015 where we get a bunch of new Spider-Man figs. Well, not all of them technically are Spider-Man, but I like to include them anyways. We've got the Iron Spider here first. He was in the set 76037 Rhino and Sandman supervillain team up. This is the more modern version of a Spider-Man-esque superhero. I believe there were a few of these guys in the comics, and this guy is indeed wearing a suit that was designed by Tony Stark. A great character with some excellent detailing. It kind of does remind me of the same color combination as the original Spider-Woman, but here it is very much gold instead of yellow, and you might have noticed those 4 spiky appendages that stick out of his back. I have him listed as a $5 fig now, even though before he was $9, but that was because the set he came out in was a little bit more recent and popular. Also, another non-Spider-Man fig is Carnage. He came out in Carnage's Shield Sky Attack 76036. He is $3, very cheap minifig, but just a wonderful one to have. Excellent detailing all over the body. The legs are printed, the toes are printed, the arms are printed. The printing itself is actually pretty excellent, and he even comes with some vine pieces to show he too also has a very sort of morphous and kind of shape-shifting body. And alright, this kind of feels like a speed round now to finish off 2015. This Spider-Man also came out from the Rhino and Sandman supervillain team-up set. He looks just like the classic Spider-Man that came out from 2012, except now his feet are dual-molded red. This certainly is more accurate. I think it does look a lot better, and it's probably the best version of classic Spider-Man that we're gonna get. He too, like the Iron Spider, has gone down just a little bit in price. I think he was around $6 or $7, and now he is closer to $3.50. And here's our next Spider-Man. This is the more modern version, the Miles Morales Spider-Man, who's also came from the Carnage's Shield Sky Attack set. set with Carnage. Great looking detailing on this figure. A nice extra dimension added with the eyes there. It gives a little bit more of a three-dimensional look, how they're sort of shaded around on the edges. Great touch. And the superhero himself looks a little bit simple, and they didn't really need to print anywhere else on this fig. I think they just got it right. I have him listed as a $3 fig, and let's jump up to 2016. 4 new Spideys came out in this year, and let's check them out in order in which they were released. First of the year was our little Mighty Micro Spider-Man. He doesn't really have much of a place within the universe other than just being a fun little Mighty Micro fig. There's a great print for that expression on his face. It's not really so much as an expression except just some crazy looking eyes. He is rated at $2, and our next Spider-Man is one of my favorites. This is the Civil War Spider-Man from the Civil War set Tanker Truck Takedown, and the detailing for this guy is just incredible. It really is, I think, some of the best detailing, maybe aside from the 2013 exclusive guy, but he's got the dual molded legs, great printing on the arms, really detailed there. And I don't know, I think maybe just the actual style of the suit looks a little bit cleaner. Coming out relatively recently, he is listed at $11, but based on the recent trends, he might actually be cheaper next year. And our last 2 Spidey figs aren't Spider-Man. We've got Spider-Girl and the Scarlet Spider. They both made their debut appearance in the Web Warrior Ultimate Bridge Battle set, and I think they're each pretty excellent minifigs. I could have sworn Spider-Girl was called Spider-Woman, the Ultimate Spider-Woman or something. But anyways, the detailing for this character is really spot on. That symbol on the front looks a lot closer to what you might see on Symbiote's suit or Venom's suit, but make no mistake, she certainly fights for the good guys. The hairpiece used for this minifig is pretty spot on, I gotta say. And considering she's exclusive to such an expensive set that's new, she's actually very cheap. It's $3 for her and $5 for the Scarlet Spider. His detailing also matches up extremely well. That hoodie piece used is an excellent touch, and I appreciate that they bothered to put printing onto his arms. It's also interesting to point out that they both shared the exact same headpiece, and I believe we just finished off the whole collection. Here there makes an even 20 in total for the figs, and they'll probably remain one of my favorites. I think they did add a lot of nice new elements, especially in the recent sets, and if they keep following this Ultimate Spider-Man trend with these later sets, I'd very much like to see the Joe Wade Scarlet Spider, and heck, if they went all out, they might even make him a chrome minifig. Something tells me that is a bit of wishful thinking, but honestly, if LEGO could flesh out minifigs for all of the Scarlet Spiders at some point, that would be pretty awesome. Alright, that is it for this episode, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe, do what you want to do, and if you have any ideas about another collection you might want to see in the future, let us know in the comments section below. Alright, that's it. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time at BrickVault.